So maybe you're wondering, maybe you're not. What's up? Oh, too much. There's so much racing and, car showing and working to do that I can't even begin to think about it. So why not babble to a camera about it for a while? Sure. First up on the way out the door here is the 65 Suburban. You'll note that the hood is popped a little bit. That's because we went to start it the other day and it just would not start. The voltage draw, it was reading 12.7 on the battery and it's got a Holly Sniper in it. So whenever we went to crank, it dropped down below like 10.5. And it seems to be a bad starter. But that should be the solution to our voltage drop problem. Then we'll be able to drive 2D again, which we'll like that. But 2D's not really an OIO car. Let's go look at, other actual cars that we race. Fit Gang, the 2009 Honda Fit. It's running on some older tires right now. I need to swap back to the gold wheels. These HFP wheels that I refinished last year, I think they might just go away. I like them, but there's not enough tire on them. This thing needs some work. I think the shocks are dead in the front. It also could use like a tune-up. It doesn't seem to be running quite right. The clutch needs to be adjusted. There's quite a number of things that we could do on this that would make pretty good content for all you fit-loving folks out there, along with Ryan's GD3 Fit. He got some Rev 9 coilovers secondhand for that thing, and I think I might contact Rev 9 because his seem to be doing very well for him. That's what's going on with Fitty, another not super exciting vehicle. Let's go down there and take a look at that thing. Here's the Cressida. Those are all the Cressida's spots. That's why it lives in the street, because it pees everywhere. But I think I fixed it now. We had an oil leak from the drain plug, and we had the leak from the power steering fluid. The hoses were bad. I replaced the upper hose, and I put new clamps and new hoses on some of the lower stuff, and the power steering doesn't seem to leak anymore. Works great. Filled it up, bled it out. It's real good. We got a new wheel put on the back there. I bought a whole other set of these Jeep wheels. We need to get them repainted at some point. I put new springs in the rear, some muscle car, like, 60s, 70s, heavy Chevy muscle car rear end springs that I cut the pigtails off of and put in, and they seem to fit pretty well and do a pretty good job. Hooray. The rear sits up a little high, but I want the front to sit that high as well. It's a little bit low for my taste at the moment, and speaking of it being low, I had to get myself some camber, and I didn't want to spend any money. I did a little bit of hackery. I'm not necessarily proud of it, but it goes along with the rest of the hackery. Like this is the hood latch cable. It's just right out here because we pulled it out of the inside of the car. Anyway, the strut towers, they've got 2 bolts on the outside, 1 bolt on the inside. And what I've done is I've taken off all those bolts. I dropped the whole thing down and I put 1 3mm, maybe 2 millimeter, I didn't measure it, washer underneath the inside bolt. And that makes the whole strut tower lean like that. It's bad on your bearings. It's bad on everything else. What else? We did have leaks from the cam towers that I fixed once, and that they still kind of leak, and they are still kind of leaking. There's a piece of hose insulation in here just riding around. That's cool. So I'll take that out of here. Anyway, the power steering's better now. We've got some new belts to go on the water pump, which we haven't put on yet. I don't know what else I could tell you. I mean, it's moving along, but I'm not actually filming anything. So that's the way it's going to be for maybe a minute on this car until we have something to show. We're going to go out and pull some quarter-mile times pretty soon, and we'll make a video about that. Yeah, other than that, it's just a car now. It sort of runs and drives. Oh, the exhaust. So there's a muffler on it now, where there wasn't a muffler before. It's very crooked. It looks super stupid, but it does do a good job of muffling, which is what it's for. We can take it out for a drive. You'll hear how it sounds. Let's take it over to the shop, and I'll snag Dale and bring him back, because it's such a nice day. It's going to be a great week, and I want to drive my Celica. All right. Head on over to the shop. Show you what's up, but first, let's take a listen to this exhaust with that goofy muffler that I put on there. See if it starts. Yeah. It often does not like to. Here we go. just takes a moment, comes around. Have a listen first, I'll give you a rev. I mean, you can tell the whole car is moving. Motor mounts are shit. So one of the big deals of messing with the exhaust, I had to put a lot of time and effort into hangers and making sure that it was, positioned correctly, because it was clanging and banging off of the rear end, like doing a lot of clanging and banging. See if it does it here. I'm gonna hit it pretty hard. Yep, clunk, straight clunk. The exhaust was built by, let's say, not a professional. I think what we're hearing is actually the axle hitting on the rear end at the moment, not the floor pan. And I don't want to spend money on it. This motor is not forever in this car, meaning that this exhaust is not forever in this car. So I'm not going to go spend $1,000 on having somebody redo the exhaust in this car when I know that I'm going to put a different motor in it in the future. Now let's see if we can get the tires to rub. I mean, that's pretty good. It did not rub. The camber trick is stupid, but it did something. So that's the Cressida in a nutshell at the moment. It does things. For now, though, I think we're gonna go get the car that I'm more familiar with that's just been neglected. Holy shit. The Cressida has moths. It's good to know. So for the MR2, that blue monster over there, the little goblin, the dilemma that we find ourselves in is that we took it rallycross racing in the Kansas region, and things happened. I raced it. I did 8 runs back to back. During those runs, the air filter just decided to eject itself. Well, let's take a look at the fix. When I just opened the hood in the middle of running to see, make sure everything was going all right, and let some heat out, and I found the filter was just down there, and then we didn't have a way of reattaching it because we didn't have enough baling wire, zip ties, clamps, or etc. So found this beer can and smashed it. Thanks to Tracker Bill for that. Gave me that idea. But like we think right now that the car is running poorly, a combination of a couple of things. Once you light it, it won't stay lit, and that's probably because it is full of dirt. It did maybe 3 or 4 runs without the filter on entirely. So the oil is full of dirt. And then of course the filter is full of dirt. You saw that. Like, it's just jammed and crammed full of mud. It just doesn't want to, it's not breathing. And also it's not moving that oil around because it's sludge. So we're gonna try to just change the oil and then try to figure out a different filtration system using what we've got here. We have some pieces left over from the old car, which is right there. We can run the tunnel through the rear firewall, whatever you call this, into the trunk, set up a filter in the trunk somewhere. I think I'm gonna have to spend money on it. I don't wanna do that, but we gotta save on this engine. We gotta save on this car. This car's gotta last us. The great thing about this last event, though, is that after I did those runs and the air filter was already caked full of dirt, my youngest boys, got to take some runs out at McCain's Off-Road Park, because it's an off-road park and we paid the money to get in, so I put them in the seat. We got one that's about to turn 15, and then we got Parker, who's 13, and they both did a great job. Future rallycross champions, count on it. And they're going to do it in this car. I really believe in this car. I believe in the MR2 platform. I believe that we need a new motor, and we need to fortify the hell out of this car, because I got some kids who are going to beat the crap out of it. So we got to get on that this winter, making it better, making it stronger, so Miles and Hudson can drive it to victory next season. Now, I think it's time to get us a Dale. He's been in here a minute all by himself, so hopefully he'll start for us. There he be. Let's get the lights on. OMD. Oh my Dale. Here he is. What does Dale need? Everything? I have a Moroso oil accumulator along with a sandwich plate and some other parts that I acquired from Pegasus Racing. Great folks at Pegasus Racing helped me out. And I got to put those on the car. And I think there's a little bit of valve noise along with the exhaust manifold leak that we have. So we've got to try to flatten out the exhaust manifold, number one, or buy another one. If anybody has a stock 18RG, I don't care if it's an RG, RGEU, whatever, exhaust manifold that you've taken off because you bought awesome headers or whatnot, I'd like to buy it for cheap. I need to work on that exhaust cam noise. We need to get that oil accumulator put in all before the Lake Garnett Grand Prix Revival, which happens the second weekend of October. I got 1 month to get all this stuff together, along with a few cosmetic upgrades that I'd like to do. I've got a few things in mind that I want to do to make this thing a lot cooler. Could it be cooler? I mean, honestly, it's going to be tough, but I've got plans. I've got ideas. So that's what we're going to do for now. Let's see if it'll start and get it out of here. I do not like. All right, let's see what we got, Dale. I'll give you 2 pumps. We're going to hear the buzzer real quick. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got no gas. There he goes. Okay. The buzzer's awfully annoying, isn't it? There's a purpose and a reason. If you've watched my other videos, it's because it tells me there's low oil pressure. But, you know, we're just starting the car, so it'll go away once we have oil pressure. Come on, buddy. I don't want to flood you. There we go. That's a running Dale right there. Running like a tractor. He's running. Okay. Chuck him out of here. Man, I love this car. Oh, it's really everything that I always wanted in my Celica, but I didn't make it this way, which is crazy. I had another one. You know, go back and watch the videos and like and subscribe for more Celica content, because that's what I do. It's what I have, so it's what I do. Easy peasy. Feels like the brakes might be sticking a little. I think one way to solve that is just to drive it. The steering. I haven't driven him in a minute, and the steering feels very light. Dale seems to be driving quite nicely. This is one good thing about a Toyota, even if you do put them away for a minute. When you bring them back, as long as you got good fuel in them and you know, you keep the oil clean and etc., it's gonna be all right. I'm gonna take it through some roundabouts before I take him home, because I kind of have to. I'm out. It's nice, and he begs to be driven, so I'm gonna drive him. I'm gonna bring the idle down now. Now you hear the clicky clacky. That is either exhaust manifold leak, clacking valve, or a combination of the two. Coming from right about here, I think. And it's gotten worse every time I've driven it. Yeah, it's quieter now. Doesn't tick as much when it's not running. So I think what we're gonna do, here up there. What we're gonna do next is start to work on the AccuSump and etc. But before I get to that, while I was driving it around, it was pulling a little bit to the left. The suspension felt a little bit looser than I wanted it to be, so I'm just gonna do a nut and bolt check underneath and make sure nothing's actually loose. Maybe some adjustment on the front shocks, I'm not really sure. It feels pretty good right now. Honestly, overall, it feels pretty good. It's just, it's not quite as good as I want it to be, and that might just be because it's old. So I gotta make it better before Garnett. I don't want it to be tracking its way through all the cracks and whatnot on the pavement at 80 miles an hour. So we got to make it better for me, for Miles, who's also going to drive it. That's all I've got going on here. If we go over to Ryan's house, we can check out the 2001 car and see what he's got going on with that. And then also talk about his GD3 Honda Fit and how well he's been doing in rallycross recently. And then maybe we can check in with Keegan and see what he's got going on with some 3D printed parts he made for his Tercels. Stick around, I'll do that next time. I just had to make a video this time because y'all, you know, you want to see something. Is this it? Is this what you wanted to see? I don't know. Until the next time that you come back to see what we're doing, how about you go out and find your own Apex, because it is better late than never. I think I am gonna starter. I gotta go get the starter for that first and get that moving so we can cruise it. It's gonna be nice this week. So we're gonna wanna cruise the Tootie, And then we'll take Dale out too. Maybe we'll cruise both of them at the same time, and that would be sick. I know Miles likes to do that. Get them all going at once. Never good enough just to have one car out. Got to cruise buddy.